Carl Melissus. I'm the head brewer here at the Wedge Brewing Company. And we have sort of a bohemian location here. This building here is occupied by artists of all types, painters, sculptors, and you name it. And so for me, it's a great opportunity to make beer art. So come on inside. I'll first take you in the brewery here so you can check out the equipment where we produce the beer. This is the brew house here. It's a very classic European brew house in that and what makes us unique in a way is that we're able to do step mashing, decoction mashing, cereal mashes, so we can do a little more traditional complicated beers like Wit beers where you have to cook the wheat, classic German lagers where you need to boil part of the mash to bring out the maltiness. And I still do step mashing with the Belgian beer just to be very traditional because I'm pretty traditional about brewing and really in a way it's sort of a hats off to all the great brewers over the last few hundred years, and to me that's a really important thing. So we brew twice a week, 2 days in a row on 10-barrel brew house. And then it's pumped into the fermenters over here. They're conical fermenters, and these are 20-barrel fermenters. Right now you're looking actually at 20-barrel serving vessels, bright tanks. This is where the beer conditions. This is where the beer is served directly to the tap. So we had 8 taps on the tap towers. The trunk lines take the beer directly there. We do have roughly about 50% of our sales and production is to approximately 27 accounts around Asheville, only in Asheville. Bars, restaurants, small cafes, but otherwise the beer is all sent directly to the bar out here. There are 5 fermenters here. We brew 2 times a week, 2 days in a row to fill a fermenter, and we filter all the beers with the exception of the wheat beers. Although I coarsely, which means not very fine, I don't filter the IPA that fine. I want to keep the hop character. Also the Belgian beers, I like to keep just a little bit of yeast in the product, and otherwise everything else is filtered. So we can take a walk out to the bar here and check out one of my favorite bartenders, Carl Furley, who's a bit of a nut. The idea of the Wedge is to be really sort of a post-industrial kind of thing because of the artists and John Payne, who was he died last summer actually, but he was really a pillar in the community of Asheville for artists, and this building allowed all these artists in Asheville to really do their thing. And for me, it's again quite an honor to be in the Wedge and producing beer art. And now it's become quite a watering hole for artists, locals, and of course tourists. So the bar was kind of constructed in sort of a pretty heavy-duty kind of feel. The bars are all made from old solid maple bowling alley material. The owner, Tim Schaller, who's really an amazing guy and a great businessman, is also a carpenter, and he did all the carpentry you're looking at. We've also got some wacky sort of clockwork orangish kind of artist artwork, and we also, for a couple to a few months, will do artists who are either living in the Wedge, so they can have shows, or just artists in Asheville. But usually the Wedge artists have the priority.
What are you doing?
They want something with no calories that doesn't have any aftertaste or no beginning taste.
Really high in volume.
They want to catch a
Here's
buzz.
the nut I was talking about. We love this guy. He's our Friday night bartender.
Hey!
We're giving it back.
You see that golem up there?
You've heard of Toys R Us. Well, this guy's sarcasm R Us. And I love it. He's got a great sense of humor.
Right.
Look, he knew exactly.
Tell us a little bit about each of your beers you have.
Let's see. Right now, actually, it's a good week. We do have 8 beers on tap. I'll start you out and explain the Pilsner is a classic, traditional Czechoslovakian style Pilsner. It is decocted.
What did I have?
It's got all the classic, traditional hops that you can think of. Then we also have a Belgian style wit beer, which is made with a good portion of wheat and raw wheat. Classically, there's coriander and orange peel spicing the beer. And then we can move on to the Payne's Pale Ale, named after the aforementioned John Payne, who's the mastermind behind the Wedge building. That is a classic American West Coast, all Cascade pale ale.
Another iron now, please.
Then the IPA, which I'm a brewer that really adheres to balance, so I really prefer English style pale ales. So it is an English style pale ale, although more than half of the hops are Pacific Northwest hops, because just the wonderful citrus flavor they impart. So the IPA is a bit of a hybrid. It is also dry hopped with Cascade, but it does have Kent Golding in it, and it's all English malts.
That's what a fun one.
And that stands at about 6.8 ABV. The Pilsner is usually around 5. The big beer is usually around 5. And then we'll move on to the Gollum. And the Gollum is sort of my own creation, but I can't take really any invention for hardly any of this because it's a classic.
Thank you.
It's a classic Belgian style golden ale. Of course, the originator being Duvel and many more to follow. That's usually around 9% that beer, and it's wickedly, dangerously drinkable. Then we'd move on to porter. And I mean, if I can say that I've come up with any idea at all, I would say it would be the porter, because it has carob in it, which is a very unusual ingredient for beer. And it has maple syrup in it also, and it's our only all-organic beer. So that's kind of my 22 years in California being sort of a granola head, hippy-dippy type. Then we'd move on to the Imperial Stout, and this has become a highly popular beer here. It was a seasonal. I used 168 pounds of raspberries, raspberry puree, in a 18-barrel batch of Imperial Stout, and that has become very popular here. We also have, right now, we have a Doppelbock that is 10 months old. That's kind of limited quantity because we only have a few kegs left.
You gonna drink that much?
And I don't think I've forgotten anything.
I think that's it, yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you all, and come visit us at the Wedge.
Absolutely. Thank you.